Hey everybody, welcome to the weekly astrology and pick a card reading. This is going to be for the week ahead, for the 26th of April through to the 2nd of May. I'm just trying to find my notes. I usually have my book open and ready to go, but I had it closed. So bear with me a second while I try to find it. Okay, so we do have, I'll just start talking before I find my notes because I know it off the top of my head mostly, but I do want to read through what I've got. Yep, so full moon in Scorpio. It's actually a super moon this week, guys. So the Scorpio moon is a very intense full moon because you're dealing with the energies of a moon that is in its full sign. So the moon in Scorpio, whether it's in your natal chart or in the sky, that is in full, which can be difficult emotionally, okay? So just be aware of that. And if you know your astrology chart, check to see where 7 degrees of Scorpio lands in your personal chart, because that's where the degree of the moon will be full at. 7 degrees. It is a super moon. You will notice if you see the moon, the full moon, it is extra large in size, so it'll probably be extra beautiful. I haven't seen it yet. It is nighttime here in Australia at the moment, and so I do apologize if it's a little bit darker over here because normally I film during the day, but I was extremely busy and had a lot going on today and was not able to do this reading during the day, so it's nighttime and it's a little bit darker. Just a quick message before I get more into it. I want to mention, if you'd like to book a private reading, go to the link below as usual under the video. General turnaround time as usual, 8 to 15 business days. Sorry I can't make it quicker than that, but I'm extremely busy with bookings, and being a Taurus that I am and a Scorpio rising, I'm quite cautious and I like to take my time with readings. I never like to rush readings. I like to do a thorough job. And as I said, if you're interested, have a look. Also, I've got my Gemstone jewelry shop at the link below, where you can find handmade bracelets by me made from gorgeous gemstone jewelry, gemstone beads I meant to say. And you can also check out the links to my online art store, where I sell fairy, mermaid, goddess art prints, mini prints, bookmarks, greeting cards. They're at my other Etsy shop, so I actually have 3 Etsy shops in total. I also have a Zazzle shop where you can buy products with designs from my handmade paintings on them, and that's at www.zazzle/shop/Susan Rodeo Art, but the link will be below anyway. Let's get more into it. So I'm gonna get the astro dice out as well. Okay, so you know, with this full moon, guys, the energy is quite tough, I have to say, because the full moon in Scorpio, that in itself, as I said, it's a very emotional energy. It's a very intense energy, and it's actually exact tomorrow on the 27th. The full moon is exact tomorrow, which is Tuesday in Australia, Monday in the US, and also this full moon opposes with Uranus in Taurus. Now that is very intense because Uranus is the planet of the unpredictable, but it's in fall at the moment in the sign of Taurus. So we have 2 energies in fall making a very strong contact. Then we also have the full moon square with Saturn, and we all, you know, if we know astrology, we know that Saturn is a difficult planet. It brings about tests. A square aspect means a need to adjust to something. Adjustments need to be made. Changes need to be made. Scorpio energy with the full moon is about your personal empowerment. It is also about releasing and surrendering, because it is a full moon. Full moons are always about release, surrender, completion, but it's even more accentuated. Those energies are even more accentuated being that it's in Scorpio. So for some people, you know, you're going to delve very deeply into your feelings. You're going to feel very intense emotion, especially if you've got a lot of Scorpio placements in your chart. You may feel a heaviness with your emotion. You may feel a burden with your emotions because of the square to Saturn. There could be some unpredictable elements because of the opposition to Uranus. So all those aspects are very important and come into play, and I've just explained them all. There is also an inconjunct aspect to the North Node in Gemini. So there is this feeling of we need more information to know how we're going to move forward in our personal empowerment on some particular issue that's happening. And for you personally, it'll be the issue where that full moon in Scorpio lands in your personal chart. So if it's your 7th house, say, if you have the full moon in Scorpio in your 7th house, it's going to be to do with other people, your relationships. If it's in your 12th house, it's going to be to do with things that you have to confront that may be to do with deep fears, deep psychological traumas, issues, past life issues. Also psychic information can be very strong for the 12th house, but also in general with the Scorpio moon, the full moon in Scorpio. So you can find that your intuition is actually extra strong at this time. The other stuff we've got going on this week, guys, is that on Wednesday, Pluto the planet that rules Scorpio, is starting to go retrograde in Capricorn. This will be retrograde until October 7th. It's a very long time. Pluto is a very slow moving planet. And if you're Pluto ruled, so if you're very Scorpio in your chart, you've got Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus or Mars, well, the candle just went out, in Scorpio, then this Pluto retrograde is even more so important for you, because it's very personal to your empowerment and the process that you're going through in your life at this time to do with empowerment and issues around that. So if you've had a situation going on, and it's going to be very highlighted for you and very obvious for you this week, especially if you've got a lot of Scorpio in your chart or a strong placement in Scorpio, anything that comes up this week that's to do with your personal empowerment or feeling undermined by something in your life that you feel instinctively you need to let go of, that's the energy that you'll be focusing on. And things may come up spontaneously this week where it's like, I really need to let go of this. I really need to surrender to the divine. I need to trust spirit to come in and, you know, let things work themselves out. I need to release control. Or if there's a toxic situation in your life, you may need to, you know, release that in some way. But yeah, the energies can be quite heavy this week with these energies. We now have Mars in the sign of Cancer, so it can highlight family issues coming up at the moment, some agitation around emotion. It can be quite difficult energy, you know, because Mars is in fall also in Cancer, and Moon is in fall in Scorpio. So I'd say this week is a bit of a difficult week, honestly. Then on the weekend we have Sun conjunct Uranus, and that's a very unexpected energy. Unexpected developments coming up to do with anything related to Taurus energy. So again, you'd look at where the Sun and Uranus are lining up in your chart, where you have Taurus in your chart. This in particular affects Taurians. It affects Scorpio, Aquarius and Leos in particular, the other fixed signs. And that's the most of the energy for this week. Be aware that emotions are going to be very raw this week, from tomorrow, building up even from now, and in particular tomorrow. People's emotions can be very raw, very on edge. It can be where you feel you need to have more authenticity in your life, or more like, you know, more intimate connections, more authentic intimate connection with somebody. If you feel like that's been lacking in your relationship, you're going to be more sort of looking at, you know, your true honest feelings now, even if it is painful to face that. Some people may want to isolate themselves more under this full moon in Scorpio because it feels very vulnerable and very raw. You may feel a need to protect your energy very strongly. Let's look at the cards for each of the elements. So I'm going to start with the water signs first. So this is going to be for Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. I'm using the Tarot Familiars deck by Lisa Parker for the first two tarot cards. So water signs, what do the water signs need to know this week? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Jumping card. Temperance. The water signs need balance and healing this week for this card. Six of Pentacles and reciprocal energy, so reciprocation. So yeah, for the water signs, you guys really want healing in love and reciprocal energy in a relationship, or looking for a relationship where there's more honesty and equality and reciprocal energy, not selfish energy or anything like that. Surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. Wow. That's so interesting, you know, because for the water signs, if there's been something in your life that's been unsatisfying, you're really starting to feel like, you know what, I really need something that feels like it's got a healing, connecting energy to it, you know, a feeling of moving forward with a new situation that feels like it's balanced. You know, Six of Pentacles is about equal give and take and about fairness, and there's this healing energy here with the Temperance card. Let's look at the Astro dice. So it feels very relationship orientated to me, I have to say. Water signs, what have we got? Third house and Gemini, which are very similar energy. So there's a lot of communication energy for the water signs this week. You may be wanting to reach out to somebody and, you know, text somebody, communicate, write somebody, some kind of important communication for the water signs this week. And you also have Neptune, which rules Pisces. It's a very watery energy. And it's about trusting your instincts and trusting your higher path, that there is a higher path that's trying to emerge in your life. There's something to do with sacrifice in some way, you know. It can be doing something for another person, which relates to these cards that helps them heal. something about healing work. Also, it could be about healing the body as well for yourself, like going and getting, you know, something done like acupressure or Reiki or some kind of other alternative sort of healing modality. I feel this is a very healing energy, and this can relate to an energy that's very real and tangible. So, but something is going to be successful for you this week, water signs. So, you know, if you're limiting yourself, or if you're letting yourself be in a situation that isn't really honoring you, is, you know, maybe if it's harming you in any way, it's saying, you know, you have to look at what the possibilities really are in your life instead of seeing things in a limited way, and be open to the potential for success that really wants to come into your life. So that's a really beautiful message for the water signs. Let's look at the earth signs. So my fellow Taurians, Virgo and Capricorn, we've had some rough cards the last few weeks, so let's hope that something decent comes out. Something jumped out. The Hanged Man. Oh gosh, it's not the worst card. Okay, it's not the worst card. The Hanged Man is all right. It's a spiritual card. It can really, actually, it resonates with that full moon in Scorpio of, I mean, really does, with the crow and the skull. It almost looks like the Death card a little bit, but it's not. It's the Hanged Man, but it has symbolism that reminds you of the Death card. It's about surrendering and trusting that in your surrendering process, something good will come out of that. And interesting, the full moon's in the back of the picture there. Look at that. I love it. Wow. So spiritual release. There is very strong releasing energy for the earth signs this week. Let's see what your other messages are. This card's jumping out here. The King of Cups. You may be releasing a person who is not good for you. You may be hanging back from a situation to do with a relationship that you are not sure about the direction of, or you're not sure about the outcome of a situation with regards to this King of Cups energy, which could be a fellow water sign or someone that has like a watery moon or a watery rising sign. Surrender the idea you can fix someone. Wow. Why did I say a fellow water sign? I keep thinking of scorpionic energy, even though I'm doing the earth signs right now. I keep getting Scorpio coming through, and I don't mean for the full moon in Scorpio. I mean, look, someone out there that's an earth sign is dealing with someone that has a Scorpio energy or a Scorpio signature to their chart. Strong Scorpio placement. Surrender the idea you can fix someone. How about that? That's too funny, because I was saying releasing a relationship, and this person comes up, the King of Cups. So you may be releasing something toxic with regards to a friendship or a connection or someone you know. It says it's time for a relationship to shift. Yeah, wow. It doesn't work to try to fix someone. Each person must be accountable for his or her own healing. Wow. Yeah, that seems really appropriate for these other cards that came up. So yeah, you really have to let someone just experience their journey, and you may be able to see all the things that are wrong with the situation, especially if you're a Virgo or Capricorn. Especially Virgos are very perceptive about and observational about, you know, if only that person would just fix that, you know, the way that they're like that, because then they'd be so much happier, you know. And even, you know, all the earth signs are very practical. They're very good at seeing those kind of things. But this person that you're dealing with, they have to work out their own healing. They have to work out their own healing journey, and you can't force it upon them. You can only communicate your truth and let them see what your truth is. Let's see what the Astro dice say. Pisces energy, Mars, and the second house. Wow, so Mars in Pisces is an energy of going with the flow and not trying to force anything to happen at the moment. It's very much a surrender energy. The second house is about keeping your values and knowing, you know, that's the most important thing, is your personal values, your personal truth. It's Taurus energy, so it could be about throat chakra, speaking up in a situation, not trying to fix someone, not saying, hey, this is wrong with you and I see that you've got a problem here, but more saying, you know what, this is what I need. This is what I need in a relationship, and just expressing what your needs are. And then just, you know, if the person can meet you there, they can. If they can't, well, they're going to make that obvious too, aren't they, by their actions. So this is teaching you about this second house energy. It's all about teaching you to value yourself and having self-love, to know what your boundaries are in a situation. Okay. And for some of you, you may be stepping back from a toxic situation. It could be that simple. For others, it's maybe more complicated, where it's not that easy to just step away from someone because they're either part of your family or, you know, could be a husband, could be a partner, and it's just, there's more to it. But there's a need to just not try to kind of nitpick and sort of point out all the flaws, but try to be more compassionate in your communication. Yes, speak your truth, but also trust that they're in their own process. Okay, so something comes up to heal in a relationship. There may be an opportunity to heal something there, but it's not going to come about in a force by being forceful. Okay, so let's go to the air signs. All right, so this is for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What's going on for the air signs this week? Oh, we have a jumping card. 7 of Cups. Lots of feelings, lots of options, some fantasy type energy. The Sun. Wow, that's beautiful. That looks really nice. Okay, so the air signs have some really lovely cards. I feel like something to do with children comes up here with the Sun card. So you may be having lots going on with your children. There could be lots of activities to do with your kids if you have kids. There could be lots going on around children. Let's see what your surrender card is. But there are other messages. Just hang in there for a second. And oh, look at this. Surrender to rest and sleep. Yeah, it feels like the air signs are a little bit overstimulated this week on some level, like mentally, emotionally. You may be really hyped up about something, air signs. You may be finding it hard to sleep. The 7 of Cups is thinking a lot. And I feel like, you know, it really goes with this card like she's up way too late thinking about all these different things, maybe even online on her phone. This reminds me of all different apps. When I see this 7 of Cups, I often think of all apps on phones. I don't know why, but this card sometimes makes me think of that. So yeah, you might be on your phone a bit too late at night and then sleeping during the day with this card, I feel. Some of you, not all of you. And then let's see what I get for other people before I do the Astro Dice for the air signs. There's a lot of busy energy that I get, and there's a need to get more quality sleep. You maybe have really, some of you may be having not great sleeping patterns at the moment, and there's a need to regulate that and get up early. See, this card makes you think of getting up early with the Sun and then trying to regulate your sleep pattern in some way if possible. Something about getting out into nature. It looks like Ireland in this picture, or something to do with Ireland here, I feel, in the background. So get out in nature, enjoy the sunshine, connect with animals, connect with pets, ground your energy is what I'm feeling. Because there's this, with this energy, the 7 of Cups, there's a lot of thinking, there's a lot of overthinking, there's a lot of sort of projecting your thoughts into what if and what's the potential and all that sort of thing. And you might be kind of overdoing it mentally, and you need to get more grounded so that you can actually implement your ideas into your reality rather than kind of staying on that mental level, that mental plane, which is often a thing with air signs, especially Geminis and Aquarius. Let's see what the Astro Dice have for the air signs. 5th house, the the south node, yeah, south node, Aries. Wow. Okay, very interesting. So the 5th house with Aries shows there's such a need to be in the moment and to enjoy life and to actually move your physical body, like do exercise, do yoga. There's too much heady energy here I'm picking up on. Something with children here does come up. 5th house and Aries is busyness with children for some people. The South Node comes up. So the South Node is a message to do with past lives, past connections, also skills that you've brought over from your past lives to this life. So some of the air signs may be thinking of new ideas that you have that you can implement to do with your career, because the Sun can often relate to career. And there's a need for you to just not overwork your brain at the moment, but make sure you're getting enough rest, because there's a lot of ideas coming in that you can actually implement to make positive changes in your life that are going to bring about some success for you, I'm feeling. All right, lots of energy. I need to drink some water here. And lastly, the fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What have we got for the fire signs this week? Aries, Leo, Sag. What's this? The Queen of Swords. Okay. Ooh, jumping card. I love that. The Magician. My goodness. Very mercurial energy here. So this is Mercury, and that's air sign energy. Let's see what the surrender card says. Surrender obsessive thinking. All right, interesting. So it says, if you are obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to your spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. So there's a need to let go about something that you want. Yes, you can work on manifesting it with a Magician. It's saying, you know, get into that feeling tone of how you want to feel when what you want has already come about. Because there might be obsessive thinking about, you know, something that you really want, and you're just sort of in your mind all the time, thinking about it, wanting it, that sort of thing, but it's kind of not productive, it feels like. The Queen of Swords is someone that's very sort of straightforward in the communication around you this week. Could be someone at work, could be someone that's, you know, close to you, a friend. You may be discussing things, or you may be writing things down. But if you have a female friend that's close to you and she's very objective or very detached and very straight to the point, it could be referring to someone like that around you. But this is a manifesting week as well, but you need to let go of the obsessive thoughts, it's saying. Let's see what else you've got. First house, interesting. Aquarius energy. So Mercury in Aquarius is exalted, so it shows that you do have ideas this week, and you can work on manifesting with these energies coming up. So it is a good week to imagine and feel how you want things to be and feel good about that so that you can manifest it. The first house is about your path, and it's about, you know, making things happen. Look at this. We have a number 1 here, of course, with the Magician's card, number 1. And we have a 1 here. So this is very focused on yourself rather than focusing too much on what another person is doing or what you want from another person. It's more asking you to focus on yourself, manifesting for your life to improve yourself and your life, fire signs. And, you know, then if other people come into your life, that's great. But there's this sort of need to focus more on what you want to create for your life and keep working on that. Okay, so there's a bit of an Aries energy as well. I'm picking up on that. Number 1 relates to the first house in astrology, which is the Aries energy. So fire signs, there's a need to work on your own personal self, your well-being, your goals, the things that you need and want for your life. That's what I'm getting. And that's the reading for the week, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good week navigating these very intense energies with the full moon in Scorpio. And next week, Mercury actually moves into its home sign of Gemini. So the energy does start to speed up in some way next week with that energy coming in. So I'll talk to you about all that next week. But have a fantastic week. Thank you so much. Bye.